Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the buyout again. So now we've had a buyout. We've gone through this market rise and fall. Now we have to ask ourselves, will the prices hold? Let's discuss that today. It's coming up next. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here, and if you have somehow found me in YouTube land, well, welcome aboard. Glad you're joining in the fun. Alright, so for those who have those questions about the buyout and if these prices will hold, I've got some information for you today we will pass along. I know we're looking at about 14 days out now since a lot of this buyout action has kind of happened, and I did promise I would touch base on it again, so here we are. Alright, guess what guys? The short answer is the prices are not going to hold at the current level, okay? They are going to retrace, and it's already happening across many of the cards. But there are reasons why it's retracing, and that's what we're going to go over today, okay? So if you're wondering if these prices are going to hold these high levels, no. Should you buy these high levels? No. They are going to retrace. How far is the question, and where they will retrace to? I don't have all the answers for that, and I cannot cover every single card that was bought out because it's massive, right? This is the biggest I've ever seen, and it covered way too many areas of Magic for me to delve into. But we have a few topics, a few cards, a few questions that we'll go over. It'll work itself out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you leave them in the comment section below or email me. I will get back to you, okay? Now, the first card we're going to talk about today is Copy Artifact. Now, in the case of Copy Artifact, I was actually there when this card was being bought out. I was refreshing my page and watching cards disappear, and it was hilarious because I just wasn't expecting it. Now, when you look at the card on the sold side, that sold side is showing you 139, 108, and like 150 something, but it said best offer accepted. Kind of hard to tell. But then when you look over at the cards that are for sale, you're seeing 107, 114, and 127. All right, so you look at that. It already is less than what they were selling for. And that's because Copy Artifact has never been a big buyout target before. So people have restocked it. And when I say restock, for those of you who don't know the term, I mean my version of restock. When you restock a card, it's when you go home, you find a copy, and you put it back up. Not a store. Not a big LGS that had maybe 50 copies of this. I'm talking about the little guy. The little guys are the ones that bring the prices down. When you go home and put a copy out, you're willing to take a hit on a card because you don't need to make as much as that LGS does. You're like, hey man, they got it for 500. If I put mine for 350, it's going to sell. And you're right, it will sell. And you will make your money. So kudos to you for doing that. But never sell if you might need the card later. You know who I'm talking to out there. Alright, so that's a restock. When the little guy, the average player like me and you, go out and we find a copy of a card and we put it out. When Wheel of Fortune went up, I went home and saw how many copies I had to see if I could put any on the market. I only have a playset. I'm keeping my playset for my various decks, so I'm not putting any up. But other cards would be possible. So in this case, this card has not been hit this way, which means it gets restocked faster and the prices sink quicker. This card will retrace significantly. So if you haven't bought a copy yet, you can afford to wait. It will go down probably to around the $80 mark, $80, $90. So you're going to look at another 20% retracement from where it is now. And I'm basing this information on sold listings, sales listings, and the fact that I've watched a lot of these cards a very long time. It has been a while. Now, let's go to our next card. Wheel of Fortune. Now you notice Wheel of Fortune was our big topic talker about a week and a half ago. We saw this card going through the roof. It was insane. But Wheel of Fortune has gone through a couple of buyouts before. Okay? So when you see it going for 457, 400, 600, you see that range, right? And you see the ones for sale, right? 571, 546. Those are stores, you can tell. Because there's the little guy at 425. There's the restock card. There's somebody saying, hey, or it's a small store saying, we've got a copy, let's put it cheaper to everyone, and we can make some quick money. Now, it's still a very high price point, and the sales for Wheel of Fortune have really slowed down. Okay, so it's every couple of days a copy sells, as opposed to when they were 200 bucks, we were seeing sales every day. So it's really slowed down because the price point's going higher. And the people who are after it now are like EDH players or very picky collectors looking for very high-end copies, okay? So yes, it's selling, but it is really slowed down. The retracement you're seeing on that copy at 425 will not hold. Okay, I believe Wheel of Fortune is going to hold pretty strong at around the $400 to $500 mark and will continue to push higher over time. So This one I'd say today's the good day to buy it if you can find a cheap copy. It just is what it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. All right, now, Brain Geyser. This card is not one of the cards normally hit for a buyout. It's never been hit up before on a significant meeting. I bought copies for $6 each last year or so, I think it was, and I bought them really cheap. Okay, I think it was $5-6. You look at it now, sold listings were $89, $70, and $57 for an Italian copy. I don't like putting Italians in there or any foreign language, but I couldn't help it on the cut on this one. And then over here you got 40, 40, 40, all from the same store. I'll make that a point. They're the cheapest, are from the same store. They are trying to move some product, which means they have a lot. Okay, now, at $41, it's already a huge retracement from what we were seeing things sell at. But I've looked at my local LGSs, the ones who still have copies of this, they're all around the $45 mark. So that is the price point. The ones that sold really high, you may have got hosed a little bit if they were one of the high buyers, unless it was like a gem mint, like graded BGS copy. This card is going to retrace and they're 20%. This card is going back down to the $30 level somewhere soon because it's never been hit up before. But I'm not saying sell your copy. I'm saying hold on to that copy because it is going to go higher than what it's at now. Okay? Just because it's not there yet doesn't mean over the next 3 to 5 years as more cards from Revised get bought out and this card gets hit again and again and again, the copies evaporate, right? At a new price point each time. So although this card is not going to hold its value currently, it will hold its value long term. So just hold on to that bad boy. Do not let it go. On a side note, for those of us who are buying Salvati Excavations from this channel as our joke buyout card, the card is moving. Okay, the fact that we're buying it out and buying 1 or 2 copies, like I bought a couple copies this week, a few other players bought some copies, even us buying 20, 30 copies, is causing some movement. It is actually shifting the card up on MTG Goldfish. It was at like $12 and now it's like at like 13 and change. Like it's slowly moving. So it's kind of funny how an old card like that, reserve list, good in EDH, is seeing that kind of gameplay change. The problem is, guys, is it doesn't really have a deck. It doesn't have a home. So because of that fact, this card will not push that high, so you're buying it because you're part of the buyout that we're enjoying as for fun, not because it's an awesome card. I love the card, and I use it in decks, but I'm just saying, if you're going to join that buyout, understand that, you know, it's kind of for fun, okay? Because it is hilarious to see that thing go up. And the last card I wanted to cover today, of course, is Fast Bond. Now, Fast Bond, again, just like Brain Geyser, is not one of those cards that has normally been hit. So it is seeing massive retracement. When you see it selling 30, 50, 50, and that same store has got it for 40, 40, 40, that's already what? 20%, give or take, of retracement from where it was selling last week. You know, give or take the Italian copy there. Now, I bought that copy for $3 each. So I have copies right now in stock in my binder. I got 4 copies. Probably because I needed it for 4 decks, and I bought them at the time. And they were selling play sets of 4, I think, for like $20. Gem mint. So this card, just like Brain Geyser, has not been hit before. At this price point of $30 to $50, kind of high, right? But it's going to retrace. If you see it at 40 now, it's going to go lower later, okay? Because it's not selling right now, and it did have the Italian copy you see there sold today. The other ones were yesterday, so it looks like it's still selling reasonably well, but not fast. So if it's not selling that quickly, you're going to see it drop down slowly as stores go, oh, people don't have as high demand, or it's being restocked by other players from their homes cheaper. So the stores will lower theirs a bit, as they wouldn't lower it for a Wheel of Fortune because there's a very finite amount left for buying out there that are not used by collectors or EDH players already. So those are the cards I thought we would cover today. Now, if you have cards you want me to cover, please leave me an email or comment. I'll be happy to get back to you. For those who took part in the poll, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun to do that today. I thought it was very interesting to see. And I look forward to doing more of this kind of coverage of what's coming up. And of course, we have Kaldheim. I can't wait to see how that plays in Arena. It's going to be very interesting. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, always hit me up. This is MTG Moxman. And remember, it's a sunny day here in Canada. It's kind of frosty. We got, what, 40-something days till spring? And we'll be kicking it all the way. We got Kaldheim, followed by Strixhaven. We got Time Spa Remastered. And we're going to follow that with a little bit of awesomeness called Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in Forgotten Realms. We'll see if they get a better title for it. But they better bring me some heroes, I'm telling you. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Talk to you guys soon. This is where I click the button and you all leave now and do something interesting for the day. You're still here? Why are you all still here? Remember, boomstick. Hey guys, MTG Moxman here. Big shout out to my patrons. Don't forget, Sunday will be our live stream. Looking forward to seeing you all there for a little pulling from Deadpool's head for my high-end patrons. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. MTG Moxman, I'm out of here.